Good afternoon. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Cross flags out for this month. Can't believe we are halfway through it already. We have a few birthdays and a couple events to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. So today is the anniversary. 1992 is the date. Atlanta Motor Speedway is the track, and you all know what happened there. Of course, Bill Elliott won the race. Alan Quickie won a six-way battle for the title by 10 points, the closest non-chase slash playoff era points battle ever. This was a season-long points battle and broke the 1979 record of 11 points between first and second. So 1992, recommend you all go back and watch that race. Also, Rick Houston has a really good book that he authored called The Greatest Race, or NASCAR's Greatest Race, and it literally chronicles in depth all the events surrounding, leading up to, and shortly thereafter this race. Very, very good read. Our second event that we can talk about that happened on this day in 2015 at Phoenix Raceway, but for one day was named Jeff Gordon Raceway as it was his final season. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins his final career NASCAR Cup Series race. Dale would race for a couple more seasons, of course, but this would be the final win of his Hall of Fame career. So a couple birthdays to talk about. Born on this day in 1932, sadly passed away in 1959, Mr. Jerry Unser, part of that famous Unser family. Also born on this day in 1999, he's raced some truck races and Xfinity races this year, and he's had some high points and low points. But I think he's getting ready to get his career hopefully righted and on track and have some good things happen in 2024. That'd be Mr. Chris Hacker. So we'll go to the two birthdays that we do have some cards for. Born on this day in 1997. Didn't know much about her, but she has run some ARCA West races and one ARCA National race. That'd be born on this day in 1997, Miss Nicole Behar. I guess that's how we're pronouncing that. There's a little bit of information there, or I guess a little tidbit that they like to give out on the cards these days. And our final birthday, born on this day in 1936, sadly passed away in 2003. Independent driver that has ran many, many, many years in NASCAR, but never ran a full season, just ran a handful of races, typically Darlington, Michigan, Atlanta, would occasionally try to qualify for Daytona, would run Texas World Speedway, because that was his home track, and I believe he did try to qualify for the inaugural Texas Motor Speedway race in 1997. But I do know that he did try to qualify for the inaugural Brickyard 400 because he was the first one to lay a qualifying lap down, and that would be Mr. H.B. Bailey, HB standing for Herring Burl. Herring Burl. His son, Joe Dan Bailey, was obviously a member of his team, but also worked on the RCR team for a while as a crewman for Dale Earnhardt. And HB was always running Pontiacs generally. Not going to be any pictures of the cars, but, yeah, 5 career top 10s, not too bad. There's a little bit of his history there. There's his starts from 1991. You see he ran 3 races. 28th at Michigan being the best, but like I said, typically ran Darlington and Michigan. And then there's a little bit that Jerry Potter from USA Today talked about. And I think the reason that he ran most of those other races, like the Darlington, Atlanta, and Michigan, they were speedway races that had decent payouts, and HB's cars were generally fast enough to get in the show. Very rarely did he have a DNQ, especially during the time in the early 80s to early 90s, before it got to be real technical, and then you started having 50 and 60 cars showing up to every race. But some of those speedway races, typically, you only had 1 or 2 cars maybe going home, and if he only had to out-qualify 2 or 3 cars, he probably knew he could get in, and it would be an easy payday. But that is our birthdays and events for this Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.